I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. We have Senor Esteban here in your presence. We also have Senor Colton also in your presence, drinking some ketones. What's up, guys? Hey, okay, I have something really exciting that, frankly, so I was asked to do this like 8 months ago, and we're all busy. So you have to understand, like, some of the big guys, the reason why it's hard to get them to promote your thing is because they already have a launch calendar, right? And so I already have a launch calendar. I know exactly what I'm going to be promoting in like 5 months from now even, okay? It's over there. It's whoop, for quick glance. Oh, back away. How about them apples? Oh, other back away. Okay, so that's my launch calendar though, and I think through what I'm gonna launch, what I'm gonna put together. And so anyways, about 8 months ago, I was asked to be part of this project, and because of how long the project took from everybody, which is super cool, like I'm not complaining at all, it's just the nature of the project, it took a long time for it to come to fruition, and which is totally fine. These things totally happen when you start collaborating with others. Actually, a lot of you guys probably don't know that the One Funnel Away, this 30 days book, this was in the making for like 6 months, okay? But no one knew because it just takes a long time for something like this to come about when you're working with the kinds of people that are involved in this kind of project. So anyway, same thing with other things that I can't talk to you about, but today I can talk to you about one of them, okay? There is a book that I was asked to be a part of about 8 months ago called Influence and Income Online. Influence and Income Online. And what I was asked was, what are some of the steps somebody should take to master influence and income online? And so I wrote my chapter, and I was thinking through about, you know, as the One Funnel Way, 2 Comma Club X, my own coaching program, Offer Lab, Offer Mine. I do a lot of coaching, and that question actually comes up frequently. And in fact, actually happened yesterday. One of the most common misbeliefs, I should say, one of the most common false beliefs that's out there is that, Stephen, no one will buy from me because I don't have any following, or I have no influence, or I have no authority on the internet. And I gotta tell you guys, that's just a completely false statement, okay? You have to understand that no one knew who I was, even like 3.5, 4 years ago. Nobody, okay? I haven't even been graduated from college for 4 years yet, all right? And then I went and I started working for Russell, and still, like, nobody knew who I was for a little while, right? And that's okay. That's a part of the game, which is why I tell everyone to freaking publish so much, because it gives you like instant authority. Anyway, what I wanted to do though was actually go through and do a deep dive on the chapter that I wrote, or do a deep dive answering that question. So this is the chapter that I wrote. Oh, what's up? It's super thick. It's incredibly juicy. I spent. It wasn't Christmas. That was a different chapter that I wrote that you guys don't know about yet. Woo! Okay, there is another chapter. Anyways, this one, I write for a lot of books now. I actually love writing. You guys may not know, but I was actually a head editor of Yearbook in high school, and I got 3 Colorado State awards for my layout designs. I was not a writer, but I did a lot of layout design, and I've always liked writing the topics that I like to write about. I hate writing about topics that I don't like, which might sound obvious, but like papers in school, I didn't do very well at because I was like, I freaking hate this. But when I'm really passionate about the topic, I actually love to write. And I don't know if you guys have read my chapter for this 30 days book, but I really enjoyed going through that. And there's others, moving on. Awkward moment. Can't tell you other things coming up, but I can't tell you about this. Hey. So anyways, what I want you to know is that this book just went out. And as part of the strategy that we're running, it is $1 today on Amazon. $1, okay? $1, literally 99 cents. It's really cool. We're basically trying to blitz the Amazon algorithms and get a butt ton of ebook purchases today for $1. And then after today, what we're doing is moving it to the full price and an actual book and such. So anyways, if you guys want the ebook version of this for just $1, the link is in the description, and or down below, also at the end of this video. Links are all over the place, okay? It's gonna be big. It's gonna say, click here, okay? Click there. And it'll take you over to an Amazon page, and we'll say, hey, you want to buy this book. So it's called Influence and Income Online, and it's with 30 people, okay? 30 millennial millionaires were asked to actually come in and write a chapter for this, which is really cool. People who've done $1 million in their business, so who are millennials. So before anyone who's a baby boomer says, what can you guys teach me? Okay, proof's in the pudding, man. All right, go in and understand, like, there's a formula to this. In fact, I talk about that quite a bit, and that's what I talk about in my chapter. There is a formula to getting influence on the internet. There's a formula for getting, you guys know that I geek out about formulas, and it's because I don't like things that are flash in the pan strategies. Probably a year and a half ago, I was asked to speak at this event. And I'm not throwing rocks at it at all, but the whole theme of the event was strategies to get huge authority in business. And I think I offended a lot of people because I stood up in that event and I said, hey, you know what's interesting about getting authority on the internet? It doesn't matter for a long time. In fact, it has very little to do with your sales forever. Don't focus on getting authority up front. Go focus on providing value. Go focus on providing a really cool solution to a problem, and authority naturally comes, okay? You have to understand that, and what I'm going to talk about a little bit in this chapter is I go through the formula, very easy 3 steps that I just continue to rinse and repeat, and my authority, which I feel weird saying that, increases though. My authority goes up, okay? So it's the same thing with influence and income. There is a very simple step-by-step things you can do. You can go really deep into it. I'm not really into the flash in the pan strategies. Okay, there's a lot of people who can teach that stuff, which is great, but like, anyway, I truly believe that if you just want to know the formulas that create influence and income on the internet, it's not that hard, especially nowadays. It's really not that hard. In fact, anyway, I'm gonna go through, I call them axioms. There's 3 separate axioms that you can go through to be able to harness some of the influence on the internet. And it's not things that you guys, some of them you could probably guess, but some of them you won't guess. You won't understand what they really are. So I'm excited for this chapter. I'm excited for you guys to have it. It's a legit book, so you understand. It's not like a pamphlet. It's a legit book. I wrote an actual pretty thick chapter there, and I think you guys will really find what I put in there to be helpful. Okay, and you guys can probably guess one of them, which I just told you, which is to publish. But besides that, what else do you do? How else do you actually use what you have and the assets you've been given to your advantage? When I first started playing the game, I remember I felt so I don't know what's the word, outclassed. I felt outclassed. Before I actually went to my first Funnel Hacking Live event, something I don't think I've told you guys a lot is, before I went to my first Funnel Hacking Live event, and I remember I bootstrapped my way there, nobody knew who I was, I didn't have a list, I had been doing funnels for other people, but I hadn't learned how to charge yet. I was still overcoming a lot of money-based objections in my own head. What was interesting, though, is my wife and I started having these conversations before I left, and all I was doing was telling her how intimidated I felt, and which she understood, because Russell kept saying things like, you're going to be around millionaires, and immediately I was like, I'm outclassed. I can't go perform in this game. There's no way I'm going to be able to, right? Which is one of the reasons I really feel like I understand where the mind of a brand new beginner is a lot, is because I walked the path, and it sucks. And the hardest part about it is that I know there's a lot of people out there who have these dreams and they know what they want, but as they start pursuing them, they look at the assets and the influence and the authority that other people have already, and then they feel disqualified. They feel unworthy, okay? They feel outclassed. And that's a lot of what I was feeling at the beginning of that, and that's why I'm bringing it up, is because I felt very outclassed. Well, my wife and I would have these conversations, and she finally was like, just don't tell anybody that you're not a millionaire yet. Don't tell anybody that you're not, who needs to know, and I felt like I had to hide. And first of all, understand that was the most absolute wrong mentality that I could have taken. I just didn't know. And second of all, I didn't understand that I was in one of the most greatest power positions that I ever have been in my entire life during those first few years. And that's what I really want to help people understand is like, okay, this book's about influence and income. One of the caveats, or I should say one of the requirements for you having influence and income is that you don't need to start with it in order to get it. All right? And so to go through and read the chapter, okay? If you're watching on Instagram, swipe up, check it out. If you are watching on a podcast, okay, wait till the end of this. There's going to be a link that you go to and you go get the book. Okay, if you are watching on Facebook, down below, up above, wherever it is, click on the link and go get the book. It's literally 99 cents right now. And if you're watching on the podcast, okay, it's not 99 cents, but boo-hoo. Like, hey, it's still really good information. And it's how I've been able to, it's one of the reasons I've been able to do everything I have just in the past 4 short years. I mean, I've only been gone from my job barely a year. It's literally not even a year and a half yet as I record this, okay? That's saying something. So there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of all these entrepreneurs that are leaving jobs, you know, and going out or are in the middle of their 9 to 5 and they're doing things on the side. What is it that massive eyeball Steve Larsen did and figured out, okay, to kind of hack the game? That's exactly what this chapter teaches you, okay? I'm not giving... I had someone reach out and they go, Steven, you give so much away on your podcast. Why should I ever buy any of your stuff? Let me be very frank with you and clear with you. I am not giving it all away on the podcast, but I just got really good crap, okay? So the little bit that I do give away is still really good, okay? So go get the book. Go get it right now. Steven, you pressuring us? Yeah, you better believe it, okay? Dang straight. Because I know that this chapter can really, really help you if you just do it. There is one of my favorite guys... you guys probably know this. You probably picked up on it if you follow him also. But I love David Goggins. I love David Goggins. David Goggins, he's very tough to listen to. He swears like crazy. So if words offend you, don't follow him. And one of the things he talks about in his ideology, okay, I guess is his methodologies. He talks a lot about this concept called the cookie jar, and I love his book. Great book. Again, if words offend you, do not read it. It's extremely, it's a lot of swearing. Okay, but in that book, he has this concept called the cookie jar, and the cookie jar says that anything that I go through in my life that is tough, it is actually a cookie for the future. Okay, so when I'm about to go through something that's very challenging and very intense, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look backwards and I'm going to look at my cookie jar. And you guys all know some of the things in my cookie jar, okay? And I will think back to myself and I'll start looking at, like, you know, you guys probably don't know, like, I get actually really nervous when I'm about to get on stage, which might shock you, might surprise you to hear that. I get nervous. I'm like, are you serious? I got to go get on stage. Like, I love it. It's where I want to be, but I still have a hard time. Steve killed Steven. Well, sometimes I'm naturally Steven. Okay, how did I become somebody who's new? How did I kill the old self and become and craft and design somebody who's new? Okay, and these 3 things that I talk about in my chapter were literally the mechanisms that I got in the routine of doing that helped me gain influence and then afterwards income on the internet. Okay, you got to be willing to do things and not get paid for them for a little while, and that's okay. That's okay. The massive payouts come a little bit later, but so many people are like, well, how is this going to help me immediately? It may not for a while. Suck it up, okay? Keep doing the things, though, and after a while, right, it's like, remember the Titans? Just like Novocaine, works every time, just takes a little time, right? It's whatever that quote is. Anyway, so I created a cookie jar, and I know what those things are in my head that I went through that are tough, and when I'm about to go do things that are more challenging, I'm like, oh, man. So I talk a lot about this part of the game. You know, there's a lot of strategies that I teach. There's a lot of methodologies that I go through, a lot of marketing, launch campaigns. I just went through all that stuff with you guys. Market selection versus acts of marketing. All that, those are great. But like, if you can't even do the stuff because you got crap in your head that's keeping you back, stop studying strategies. Okay? It's time for you to sit back and realize, do a little bit of self-work and say, why am I so freaked out? Is there some experience I've had in my history that is keeping me from behaving as one who would get influence naturally? There's a lot of you out there that I know you follow me, and I appreciate you doing that are going to sit back and say, Steven, I know that strategy. I've heard you say that before. I'm doing this over there. But your wallet's still thin. It has a very little to do with what's the next method and strategy. Give me the rest of the secrets, Steven. Bull crap, okay? I run the same like 5 plays day after day, and it's the same thing, and it makes money. But I had to do a lot of self-work in order to actually qualify to pull off those methods and those frameworks, okay, those patterns. It's football plays as I think of them. Okay, so I'm excited for you guys to get this chapter. And some of you, I don't want, when you read it, some of you guys like might discredit it. Don't, okay? Instead of saying, yeah, right, say, what if? What if? What if? What if there's a chance that this could actually work for you, okay? They're not hard, but they're scary, okay? And so I challenge you to go learn them. I challenge you to figure out what they are. And while you confront them for the first time in your life, here's the assignment. Okay, here's the challenge. I want you to sit back and think to yourself, what is my knee-jerk reaction right now? Because if it's anything other than, whoa, let's go get him, what is it? That's important. That's important. That shows you what the hang-up is in your brain. Okay, so when you look at these strategies and you first see what they are, it's just like 3 things I just continue to do, right? It's like 5 strategies, marketing-wise, acts of marketing that I just keep continuing to do. And our income is going up like 10% a month, which is ridiculous growth, okay, which is so cool. I just do the same thing over and over again. But a lot of you guys, it's not that you don't know these. Some of you don't know that I do them in the order that I'm about to teach you in the chapter. But others of you, you know all the stuff. You just haven't done anything yet. It's a little moment of tough love, okay, because I care about you. Because you have all this negative talk. It's this negative like feedback loop. And you're looking for reasons in your history that disqualified you from moving forward. That's the challenge. Write them down. So when you go get the chapter on Amazon. Swipe up, swipe down, wherever that is. Wherever the link is on the top, the bottom, at the end of this video, whatever it is. Go to it, okay? Get the book. And then when you start doing it, what I've noticed is that the entrepreneurs that actually make it, that actually succeed and get successful in this game, what they do is they're very, very introspective. So tomorrow, at the time of me recording this right now, at the time of me doing this video with you guys right now, tomorrow I'm actually going to Russell's Inner Circle. And it would probably shock most of you guys to realize that probably only half of the time, the people who get up and share are talking about strategies. Okay? The rest of the time, like, we all go through this. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. And so many times people will be tough. No, I'm tough. I'm not going to go through this. No, I'm tough. Don't tell me that something's wrong with me. No, I'm tough. And we all go through that. It's the negative crap in the head that we all have to get over. You understand that, like, this is such a key thing that Russell Brunson actually hired a specific coach to the inner circle to help the inner circle with their own junk in their head. Seriously, there's a dedicated coach who studied under the foot of Tony Robbins himself. She's amazing, okay? She's super, super good. Her name is Mandy Keen. She is incredible. But you understand how big of a deal this is. Russell's teaching the strategies, but he's like, I need somebody who's going to come in and help work on their brains. He actually hired somebody while I was still working over there. He hired a specific individual who is a master at helping people overcome the junk in their head. What does that tell you? If you've been focusing only and solely on these strategies, that's great to know them. But I was doing that too. And after 2 years, I was on try like number 6 of 17 before they worked, right? Like try number 6, I was doing the same thing. I knew all these strategies. I knew how to run them. The thing I was running into was my mental crap. And I hate saying the phrase mindset because it's such a fluffy, crappy phrase now. We all use it in such weird ways. What's your mindset? And it goes to woo-woo land and it goes to all this. I hate that crap, okay? But there is something to it. And if you've not taken any moment to sit back and go, okay, what is it that's actually keeping me back? Because it's not the strategies, right? It's no longer, oh, I hope someone's going to go make that tool. That time and season is over, okay? All the tools, all the strategies, regardless of product, price point, industry, regardless of if you sell on the internet or off the internet, the crap is here, okay? The systems are here, okay? The tools are all here. The people, the processes, the tools, all the stuff that you need is here. I still don't know how to drive Facebook ads. I don't need to know. That's what I'm saying, okay? I don't need to know how to be a coder. I don't need to know how to go and do all the things that my content team does. I don't know how to do most of the things that my business does. And that's important to realize and understand. So what is my role? It comes down to what I talk about in this chapter, influence and income. Okay, influence and income. Do you need influence to have income? No. Does it help? Yes. Of course it helps. Okay, so where do you start if you have no influence? And what do you need to be doing if you do? That both lead to income. That is what my chapter goes through, and that's what I'm excited to teach you guys. So go get the chapter. Okay, swipe up, swipe down, wherever it is, above, down below. Wait to the end of the video. I'm excited for you guys to have this though. This is very, very important. This is important. This is important, and it is. You have to understand. From my position, I have a very unique set of eyes. I've coached 25,000 people now. Literally, that's not a joke. And I'm saying personally, okay, in this game, why do you think so many wash out? It has nothing to do with the models. It's got nothing to do with, is this thing how it should work for me? Steven, my business is different. No! It has everything to do with your ability to actually execute on this. And when I say that, there's things that keep you held back. Are you sprinting at executing the models? If you're not, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And if you are, there's things you can do to leverage even further your time. So you're not spending all this time gaining more influence. You still get it, but not with tons of your own time. Okay, that's the point of the chapter. Okay, so I know I just talked like crazy, it's like 20 minutes here, but you gotta understand, like, this chapter is very important, it's very powerful, and you're not just gonna hear from me, you're gonna hear from 29 other amazing gurus. Josh Forty is on there, okay? James Smiley is on there, huge guy, okay, big people, and they all answer the question, how do you actually get influence and income online? So I'm excited for you guys to have it. Swipe up, swipe down, wherever it is, above this video, down below this video, at the end of the video, and go get the chapter. It's not expensive, okay, but the information is very, very amazing. I get probably, how many new books do you think I get on a daily basis here?
Like 3 or 4.
It's at least 3 or 4 books a day, okay? I buy a lot of information, okay? There was one guy, last story here. There was a guy that was, this has actually happened multiple times. One of my friends, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, he said, Steven, how are you doing all this thing on the internet? Okay, and this was right about the time I started actually having success for other clients. And he goes, how are you doing this? And I said, dude, you got to go get this book. It's called Expert Secrets. It's amazing. And he goes to expertsecrets.com and he's like, this looks like it's a scammer, man. I don't know. Like, I don't think this is actually going to be a thing. That $7.95, I don't know if I'm willing to pay that for the book. And I was like, what? You know me. What is wrong with you? Okay. And about a month later, he reaches back out and he goes, dude, seriously, how are you doing this stuff? And I said, go buy the book. And he goes, I went back there, dude. It looks like it's a scammer. I don't know. It's a scamming site. $7.95. I don't think I'm willing to part with that for a book. And I was like, you're not willing to risk $7.95 to have passive income that exceeds what your job pays you and all the expenses in your life? Don't buy the book. I disqualify you. Are you kidding me? And it ended that way. And he still never bought the book. And then I had other buddies that went and bought it. And now they have these businesses that they left their jobs and they do it full time. All right, now they got teams, and they've got, so it's just so funny to me, especially books. Buy the freaking book. It's a couple bucks. All right, guys, I'm excited if you have the chapter. It's called Influence and Income. You also, anyway, I'm excited for you to go there. And click the link at the end, go to the link that's at the end, swipe it up, again, get the thing, it might be at the top, might be below, depending where I put this video. Come on, I do exactly what I tell you guys to. I'm gonna repurpose this video. It's gonna go all over the place, okay? But I'm excited for you guys to have the chapter, Influence and Income. Go get the book. And excited for you guys to grab it. This one's worth your time. Guys, thanks. Bye. Hey, you want the worst marketing advice on the planet? If you build it, they will come. Barf, such a lie. You still need to get attention no matter how good your product is, right? A major benefit of this funnel game and offer game is that your influence and income will grow over time. So more time in, more offers, more funnels, they all add to the future success of the product. But what about in the meantime? In my personal belief, seeking influence for the sake of it, for the sake of just becoming an authority figure, it's kind of dumb and I make fun of it. But once you have a product that you know adds value, you owe it to your future customers to create buzz. If you want to see 3 simple moves I make over and over and over to increase my personal reach and influence, I just wrote a chapter in a new book on Amazon called Influence and Income. Literally go to influenceandincome.online and it'll take you straight there. Recently, a man walked up to me after an event and basically said, Steven, not to make you feel weird, but a year ago, if you'd been a little bit louder with what you really do and found ways to push your message further, I don't think I'd be in the mess I'm in right now. Ouch. Guys, learn how to increase your influence for good and check out my new chapter in the book Influence and Income by literally going to influenceandincome.online now.